Number 94 out there is Harvey Walsh. He's out of Mount Pleasant, Ontario, in car number 94. The number 3, Todd Cresswell from Newmarket, and you might have remembered in our first heat, Cresswell had a good run going late on in that event, but couldn't quite get into qualifying spot, so he's out here in the consolation as well. Number 74 machine of Ken Lawrence out of Lancaster, New York. That's just outside of Buffalo. The number 1 is Wayne Turnbull, and many folks may remember Wayne for his exploits in the old super late models from years gone by. He used to drive yellow 31 cars, I remember. And his son actually drives these cars on a fairly regular basis as well. And Wayne in the number 1. 49 of Adam Walsh going up there to pick up his spot. The number 98 is Dennis Bois out of Brampton. Bois. And we got a few Bois out there. The number 99 is Danny Bois out of Brampton. And the number 24 machine, Kirk Graham from Toronto. And we do even welcome folks from Toronto here to Autodrome International Speedway here tonight.
That's right. We'll let anybody come here. We didn't have to call out the Army or anything for them, so we're happy about that. Just want to do a reminder to the folks out there. Check our website as often as you can, www.autodrome.com. That'll give you the up-to-date information on all our schedules, any races that are coming up, that sportsman pro/pro truck race that we got coming up. All the information is on the website, so that's your best source of information.
Hey, Can-Am Midgets getting some heat in those Hoosier tires and getting up to speed. Those tires, by the way, are not cheap. I think they go for about a C note a piece. So those are not cheap tires by any stretch.
Well, I do know that our sportsman class use Hoosiers, and they're about $140, $150 a tire. So
yeah, that mounts up in a hurry. That's
yes,
for
it
sure.
does.
And some of these guys get a surprising amount of racing done on one tire. It's actually quite amazing. It shows you how good these cars are and how well the weight is distributed. Field now all bunched up and headed for turn number 3 as we look them over. I think Ronnie's getting ready to give him the white flag next time by. Harvey Walsh out of Mount Pleasant in the 94 going away from the pole position. And beside him, the number 3, Todd Cresswell out of Newmarket, row 2. 27, Michael McCann from Huntsville. Love Muskoka. Miss Muskoka a lot. Spent a few years in radio up in Muskoka. 49 of Adam Walsh. And it says, updated list here, he's out of Vancouver, British Columbia now. So Walsh has traveled a fair distance to be with us here tonight.
You know, Steve, I hear that what happens in Muskoka stays in Muskoka, so we won't ask any further on that one.
Green lights coming on off of turn 4. And the 1 car of Turnbull does not come up to speed there on the restart. The 3 of Cresswell grabbing the number 1 spot. Todd Cresswell out of Newmarket leads the field down into turn number 3 for the first time. Going with him is the 94 of Harvey Walsh, and not too far behind him, the number 49 of Adam Walsh in that number 3 spot. McCann rides fourth in the 27, and I believe that's the number 99 of Bois, rounding out your top 5. Let's see what Cresswell's got up his sleeve coming off at turn number 4, starting to build a nice lead. It's one of the neat things about these cars is you can see the drivers and what they're doing behind the wheel. They're not moving those wheels too much. That means the car is handling extremely well.
Steve, I had a chance to look up close and personal at these while they were in the pits, and the shifter is on the left-hand side, outside of the car. The clutch is on the other side, on the right-hand side, outside. So I don't know how they shift and clutch and steer at the same time.
And they'll 2-foot a lot of these cars. That means they'll keep a foot on the brake and a foot on the gas at the same time, regardless, to keep the revs up in the engine, etc. Number 3 car, Todd Cresswell, still the leader. The 94 of Harvey Walsh running in 2nd spot, and the number 49 of Adam Walsh still riding 3rd. McCann is 4th, as those 4 have sort of pulled away from the rest of the field here in the consolation for the Can-Am Midgets. And boy, Cresswell looks very comfortable as he takes that car into turn number 1 and 2. Car staying right in the racing groove, and boy, he looks smooth, holding on to that number 1 spot. Sharp-looking number 3 machine. Whoa! And you can see the 94 having to gather it up big time. 2 laps remaining. Some anxious moments from Harvey Walsh. He's going to need a new pair of Hanes after going into turn number 3 like that. Down the back straightaway into turn 3. Let's see what happens this time. Yeah, he got on the brakes a lot sooner that time. He learned his lesson. White flag coming out. One more trip around for Questwell in the number 3 car. Todd coming off the back straightaway. Got a smooth run going on. The 94 still in second spot. Adam Walsh has really not tried too much as he rides third in the 49. And McCann content in the number 4 position. Coming off of turn 4. Win goes to Cresswell. Second is Walsh. Third is Walsh. Fourth is McCann. Here's your battle for 5th. It'll be the number 98 of Dennis Bois coming home in front of the number 1 of Wayne Turnbull. Actually, Wayne, after not coming up to speed right away at the start, put in a pretty good showing there in the neon-colored number 1. Todd Cresswell out of Newmarket, Ontario, in a car owned by Bill Cresswell from Whittledale, picking up the win for the Castrol Can-Am Midgets in their consolation here tonight.
Steve, these guys are getting up to really good speed. I'm told that a lot of the tracks they run at are quarter-mile tracks, a lot smaller than our track, and they're really liking this. We were a little concerned about the concrete, the transition for them going off the asphalt to the concrete, but they tell us it's all good, and we've had some really good racing tonight from these Can-Am Midgets. Looking forward to the feature when we get them all together.
And Todd getting his picture taken for the Can-Am Midgets website. That's at www.canammidgets.com. And they have all the information about this touring series and where they'll be in the area in the months ahead. They do make it down at Peterborough 3 times a year. So if you want to see them again, they run on Peterborough Speedway, usually runs on Saturday nights as a rule. So about a 2.5 hour drive from right here to Peterborough Speedway, where they run once in a while as well. And that wraps up our first round of heats and consolations. So we're going to take a short intermission break right now. You're watching Autodrome International Speedway action, a Rogers Sports exclusive.